Sabaody. Look, listen, I don't know how to really, say the actual name of the archipelago, but yeah, Sabaody review for you. And yes, I'm doing these One Piece reviews once again. Look how beautiful this place is. Look at that Ferris wheel and everything. Pretty much the image is not that high quality itself, but Sabaody. We're about to talk about Sabaody, okay? And pretty much, and I'm gonna try to do it in the best of my abilities of making it like a little short of a video, knowing that other people that have reviewed it before are actually well more qualified than I am when it comes to, or just reviews in general. There's many people that do reviews off the cuffs so well, and I'm just here just blabbering, and I probably might not make any sense. I probably might ramble. I don't know. This whole Sabaody arc review might turn into like, man, let me tell you about Andrew Tate, okay? Like just out of nowhere, just like all of a sudden, like we're talking about One Piece, and then the next like couple of words out of my mouth, we're talking about like corn dogs. I don't know, like it's just that I'm trying my best to actually really I know for a fact that I am actually I'm confident that this review is totally about the actual main episodes of Sabaody, because it was one of the most highest kind of like praise, even more praise than Water 7, like from what I heard. And I'm like, oh really? And I keep seeing these thumbnails of these people like shocked and like, oh, this broke me. I'm like, oh my gosh, OMG kind of moments and happen at Sabaody arc. And I can see why, but I also don't realize like how big of the extent is, because compared to other episodes, I guess that it's just like really out there as one of the best. And Sabaody pretty much, of course, sets in this Sabaody Archipelago, the island of bubbles, as you see a bunch of bubbles all everywhere, and especially using bubbles as like vehicles to get through places, and also even using them as, I guess, a sense of fashion as the celestial dragons. And we're gonna get to those in a bit, these celestial a-holes. Oh man, I let me tell you. But yeah, this is actually a deep and kind of dark world building of the Sabaody archipelago, and in these trees that is numbered. It's kind of interesting how they put it all together, and seeing how the characters really extend. And also the ending of the arc was also something that is worth, I guess, mentioning in ways, spoiler alerts, because it's just that, it's that whole disappearance of the whole entire crew that just came out of nowhere and just started this whole like, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen, stuff like that. And it's one of those moments where I feel like if I was watching this via TV other than on demand, I probably would be, like, damn, I had to wait for that many episodes just to actually see the whole crew again, and missing all the crew, especially when from one after another that Bartholomew Kuma was actually doing its strikes of the crew. It just brings that like pain wrenching, and you can feel the emotions that Luffy was going through. It's just kind of unfair, but also like I always get this sense that Bartholomew was actually doing something right. Even whispered that to, Rayleigh, the grandpa of, I guess, of the group in a sense, even though he's not part of the group. But, it was a good introduction just to know who Rayleigh is, being part of like, the King of Pirates, the actual King of Pirates that we see in every intro. And also being involvement of just like this history of pirates, and for what his history with this individual is, and also just seeing how his power and all the powers of the many amount of characters, it's just a good amount of package, and it's not that long of episodes compared to Water 7 and also Thriller Bark, but it's just a perfect amount for what this whole arc has to give. And I really enjoyed myself really watching through Sabaody Archipelago, and also seeing what the world building of this world is, seeing how messed up, how dark it is, and also how very involved itself for the importance of what the One Piece, Straw Hat crew goes through, what Luffy goes through, and also seeing his emotions, seeing the others was well justified, knowing that that's sort of like my emotions as well. If my whole entire friends were disappeared, and it's just heartbreaking that they just had to go through that. But there's like just so many battles, like I always get this like confidence, like they got it. No, they don't. It really shows like the humanity of what these pirates go through in terms of like what they have to, who they have to battle, and especially the Marines and the admirals. Kizaru is scary, okay? I can't believe that guy is something probably a little bit more than Bartholomew. But Bartholomew is another individual that is just like, oh, we just have to deal with this guy. Especially dealing with a bunch of robots, like it's well understandable that one of the Straw Hat Army, or pretty much the Luffy's crew, has to, they're tired and, worn out from all of that. And they gotta deal with Bartholomew, the axe guy, the Kizaru, and all this all at once. And it's just like a handful of times that even though that Luffy was gonna come back, it was gonna be one hell of a surprise and also one hell of a fight if we do come back to Kizaru and Bartholomew once we get through the other arcs that, especially them being separated from other, different islands or places or whatever like Kuma actually sent them. So, and also the celestial dragons, my god, the world nobles. It is very well, portrayed that they were basically made to be hated, knowing that, especially the world nobles, this individual being the world noble, with his nose hanging out and stuff and like that, like was well dressed as, just a messed up individual. There was a part of me, especially that scene where he shot the guy and, and just takes the girl. I'm like, dude, that is not okay. That would not be rolling well in these streets. And nowadays, I know it's cartoonic and also very fictional in a way, but man, the emotions were so real. They were there, and the anger, my God, I just want to. Man, it was so satisfying. I could see why this, arc was very praised out there because of that freaking punch. Man, that Luffy with the punch and just slamming through like it was just well deserved. It was worth it. Especially serving up as well a good one for the other celestial dragons and what they, deserved. And also what everyone else deserved in that freaking auction. Holy crap, the amount of the biggest like kind of cancellation is that auction, or at least how women are portrayed in this anime itself, which I'm not saying that's right or whatever, or whatever my opinions are. I'm just saying, like, if this was like, this was, this animation itself, or this episode, Sabaody Water 7 was created like decades ago. Okay, it was already made decades ago. But if it was made right now, the controversial meter would go up high. You'll be hearing like so many people reporting like, "Oh, the cancellation of Toei animations make it a very, kind of like, problematic. Oh, cancel culture. Boom, boom, boom." And just like that. But pretty much just portrayed as well. It kind of really shows that sense of humanity and cruelty that it really shows within. I guess it's gonna be well noticed out there, especially a bunch of the world nobles and what they are and who they are exactly, or maybe other world nobles that are going to be shown in the episode. And there is going to be those triggers where I'm just going to be like, oh god, I hate them so much. I hate them so much. And they're very well portrayed. Toei did a good job actually portraying them to be well hated, because oh my gosh, I just want to strangle each one of them. Oh my god, but also like just seeing those, Hachin and also the rest of them actually, helping out the crew as well. Seeing the mermaid and what the adventures go through there. Oh, there were so many parts where it's just like fun, and I just can't help myself. I don't like to call anything like top tier Disney-esque or whatever, or calling it Disney-esque or mention Disney anyways. But man, it just feels that magic through this whole archipelago, and also what the world building it is and how they discover it, and also seeing the other enemies as well. I guess the girl that eats too much, that with the pink hair, and also the Capone guy as well was you see all these different characters, stuff like that. You see also Apu, DJ Apu as I call, and that especially I could sort of like sense the inspiration of where these characters come from. But seeing their fine abilities and also the bounties that they have, you can never underestimate like the sense of like creepness, or not the empowerment of these other characters that were introduced due to how much bounty. It's like the bounty is sort of like a power rank that they are sort of portrayed and that they have. And I can definitely see that within the bounties, and also their skills that they have. They're strong, and they're well occupied as like a fighting like warlords or whatever, taking down other warlords and just being badasses in ways. But man, it just feels you'd feel the sense of like hardness and difference between each of these characters, that with their abilities that they have, and showcasing how powerful they are. and also like we see more of like just especially the scenes from the amusement park and more of the characters and how they're having fun, how they're the lightheartedness is well balanced, but then it goes downhill with the seriousness of that ending. Man, I'm telling you, Sabaody, it makes sense. The emotions that Luffy has really justified it as actually being also one of my favorites, but also nothing beats that punch. That punch of the world nobles was definitely out there. I felt so much emotions through this. I felt shock, and I felt anger, and I also felt like, damn, there's just no way. There's just no way. Okay, new anime. Oh my gosh, I just, on to the next. I guess it's just to cheer me up in some ways. But man, it goes in. It holds no hands of actually showcasing of how good this anime is. Because of that, and I just really want to see more of what this archipelago is. There's some interest within it. Them showcasing the bubbles is like another thing, but also seeing like how it plays within close to the HQ was something that I'm also interested to actually see a bit more. I don't know. I could talk so much about the Sabaody arc, but man, nothing beats this episode because I kind of like give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, there is a part of me where yes, I'm still new within the One Piece fandom, and I still got a bunch of episodes to catch up because here I am, decades ago of this particular arc, and I gotta catch up with the others, especially the other arcs before Water 7. That's another thing I have to do as well. There's many works to all of this that really, and if I actually did, I probably would give it a higher score, or I probably praise it. Even though I praise it more enough as it is, there would be a part of me where it would be like emotionally in top tier if I do see the rest align. Especially the Water 7 all align into something greater. But other than that, yeah, that's just my thoughts and also a review of the Sabaody Archipelago arc. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. I'm gonna talk about these other arcs. Your boy's not really good at One Piece, anime shonen reviews or whatever. I'm not a One Piece channel. But if I love an anime, if I like an anime, if I like a show, if and I want to talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. And here I am, pretty much. And here I'm going through that hole, and I know for a fact that there's gonna be other people that are, into One Piece that are top more qualified than me in terms of being a fan and also reviewing and whatever. Do what you do. I'm just trying to look. They give me the tools. I'm trying to fix me a chair by myself and see what happens. It might look like that chair might look like a dick, but it's still a chair somehow. I don't know. That's just a random kind of like like the example that I just put out there. Wow. Oh my God, Vince, you're so good. Wow. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. And peace. One love.